switch off from everything before, come to a place where there's not a lot of Wi-Fi, and just spend 2-3 days with a group of amazing people who want to have that discussion.
People remember this for a very long time. Having impact here and having them in the local community has been phenomenal.
Running's just so simple, it's such a leveler. What I love about running is that wherever we go in the world, people run. We've looked at all sorts of different sports, and in the end, running is so incredibly accessible for everybody, no matter age, no matter gender, no matter wealth, and it just levels you, because you can be incredibly fast, but you know that feeling of like, can I carry on? And you can be incredibly slow, and you know that feeling of, can I carry on? And we all know the feeling of those moments when we say, yes, I can, and you get to the finishing line. So for me, that's the beauty of running. It's this beautiful kind of physical manifestation of the discussions from the days before, where we go, is it possible? Yes, it is, with one more step, with one more step, with one more step, and it's a beautiful narrative. And that connection of people, that learning and that understanding, coupled with that, the storytelling that comes out of it, just means that the day when you head out and you put your shoes on, you go for that run, is a celebration. And it's no longer stressful, it's no longer worrying, it's just cool, I'm just gonna go out there and enjoy nature. And it's that connection of those elements, the people, the place, and the running. And when you connect all of that around the social story, that's what makes an impact marathon.
Impact Marathon is a way of bringing communities together and people together through running, but in search of something bigger, something greater. The fact that Impact Marathon can come somewhere in the UK means that more people are able to attend, more people are starting to learn the values of Impact Marathon and what we as a company are aiming to achieve globally. The fact that it's an environmental project as well is so important, especially somewhere like the Isle of Mull, which has been kind of deforested for timber, so it's super important here.
I've visited Glenaros 3 times, and it's a kind of, you arrive and it's not a place that's overly dramatic like Glencoe, but it sneaks up on you very quickly. So you walk up the hill behind the farmhouse, and very quickly you can see the red deer. You've got the hen harrier hunting over the moorlands. At the moment you can hear cuckoos and you can hear curlews. And if you just give it time and a bit of space, it really starts to show itself as a special place.
I would describe the sort of land and the landscape of Glenaros as being quite diverse, really. It's quite a large estate, and you couldn't get around it in one day. But there's so much going on, from quite babbling brooks to the agricultural landscape to the sort of archaeological landscape. It's almost like Scotland in miniature. So Glenaros Estate is the jewel in the crown of the Future Forest Company, or at least I like to think so.
Future Forest Company is a carbon removal company that basically we just exist to remove carbon from the atmosphere at scale while promoting biodiversity and just regenerating the land as best we can. We have this beautiful site in a beautiful part of the world that just needed a little bit of TLC, and it's getting it now.
Yeah, I mean, we came here 3 weeks ago. There was a team of 3 of us initially. Each day that sort of like increased with 1 person here, 2 people there, 1 person who comes for 2 days and goes back. We had a situation where we said, we see this potential, we see an event and a place that will take people out of their norm. We see a place that will get people to question and to think and to be themselves and to have an impact. You want to put them in a place where they're really embracing that journey and treasuring every step. And so there's always this little balance of pushing people, but also like putting an arm around their shoulder and saying, but we've got you. But how about we just go a little step further? How about we do that? And it's the same here.
And obviously, thank you. At lunch, I saw a lot of cold people, and I thought, okay, cool, what can we do to try and make sure that no one's kind of forcing themselves to go out in the rain and cold or whatever, and so making it more comfortable. We called a real quick one. We set up the future Forest Film House to genuinely be a film house. The mess room became a sauna. I was kind of really pumped about this. I was like, cool, we've made a good decision here. And then I looked out, no one was in the film house. There was a massive group going down to plant trees. There was a massive group. I was like, I misread that room.
You can essentially just walk wherever you'd like, and if you feel a spot needs a tree, just put it in. Seeing volunteers out here for the first time, in my experience, is it's great. It's invigorating, and it always puts a smile on your face to see people as enthusiastic about the sites that you're spending your own time on as well.
So impact, I'm just astounded. They've just been here a short while, and I'm just blown away, and I get quite emotional about it. When I wake up in the morning and I look out my window, which is just across the other side of the estate, and I see these people up bright and early, just improving the place, and just actually making an impact. As cheesy as that sounds. Glenaros estate has become a better place just in the time that they've been here, and I really hope to grow that partnership and year after year make that experience better as the estate improves.
I know that it's going to be an out and back. What I love about the impact races is they're out and backs, which sometimes people think, well, I don't want to run that again. But what you do is you get to see everyone else that you've been kind of connecting with, kind of over the time you spent kind of learning about the impact. And you get to see them on the run because you'll see them as an out and back, and you'll get to high five everyone. And that energy is just brilliant, especially when you're really struggling towards the end, or kind of when you see others around you. So I know it's an out and back, which I'm excited about. I think running is one of the best ways to connect with someone there is. I think when you're running side by side, often it's an easier way to have a deep conversation than if you're face to face. I think you can be more open, and it's much easier to talk, and you can often get some really honest opinions on issues you're facing, or on struggles you're having, or kind of things you want to just form a stronger opinion about. So for me, we have a common bond, which is we love to put one foot in front of the other with a bit in the air in between sometimes. When you come to an impact race, you know you're going to leave having some real friends and develop some true relationships that you didn't have at the start of the time. I hear the focus is really as much on bringing people together for a common cause as it is on enjoying an amazing race together.
There was like a really cool wolf pack that came through with like 7 of them all together, and it's that energy that flipping, you see those smiles, that energy, that fun. The skies have cleared. It's such a beautiful day inside the estate. They're going to flip out. It's so beautiful as they go past Loch Bar. So the energy's awesome, and that's all we look for.
So a race, yes, people will finish at different times, but the event is we're all experiencing this together. We've all met, we've all bonded, we've all learned together, we've all created these connections, and then we go and get to share this beautiful running course together and celebrate it afterwards. So I think races, there will be someone that comes over the line first, but everyone's the winner, and everyone really is celebrated in the same way. And on an impact race, you all get the tape, and you all get to break the tape, and I think that's wonderful because I don't think you can judge a runner on how fast they run. It's everything an impact marathon is and should be, and just beautiful scenery, great people, big cheering checkpoints. I didn't expect the bagpipes. So turning the corner on the fell and there's a bagpiper playing for you was just wonderful. And they was there on the very back, and it was just a brilliant finish and to a really brilliant run with some friends. So
I was just energized from start to finish. Just the people were amazing. We had an impact on this area, but the impact we had on each other was just fantastic. You know, you're just really struggling and get one high five and it just lifts you up.
The views are brilliant and it's a really good route. It was really fun actually, but the last mile or so were really tough.
So it's a huge, huge thank you to all of you impact runners. Please continue to get involved in the conversation. I know that so many of you have formed new friendships, and I know that over the next couple of years I'm going to see you meeting up and doing things, and I know that it started here, and that for me is a real privilege to know that I was part of. So a huge, huge thank you to every one of you for coming all this way to Mull, engaging, giving you everything, putting it out there today. You're extraordinary. So thank you.
Walking every morning, get wakened by a shout. Get up, you little buggers, won't you get the finger out? What do we get for breakfast? Whichever pints is out. Just remember, like a short commando. Walking down a dusty hole till we can hardly speak. Summer sunshine, rain or snow, we seldom stop to sleep. We work for 40 hours a day and 14 days a week.